We're entering into an incredible new era as a massive wave of divine celestial activations has begun. All the seeds of higher consciousness and higher spirit that have been sown into the hearts of people around the world collectively over the past few months due to the harmonious configuration between the outer planets and water and earth signs are going to begin sprouting in the first half of December, such that by the time we get to December solstice, everything on this planet may look radically different. Don't be surprised if from December 5th to the 8th, you receive this activation, this pulse of awakening, a paradigm shift, a complete transmutation of who you thought you were, a realization of who you actually are. Some amazing astrological alignments occurring from the 5th to the 8th that is going to trigger and start this sequence and begin us down a path towards new earth in a greater collective way. So in this video, we'll discuss all the amazing astrological energies for the first half of December. We will zone in on December 5th to the 8th so you can be prepared and ready for this. We will also do a cosmic connection meditation at the end to prepare your body and to purify your energy field to receive these amazing celestial divine energies. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your space weatherman Stefan Burns. Here we talk about solar activity and space weather, earth geophysics, the energies on our planet, within our solar system, of the entire cosmos, how all of that combined together influences us, our reality, our day by day, our year by year. I present videos on this almost daily. If you like the sound of that, then please subscribe. Effectively, I provide Earth energy updates for you. I'm your space weather shaman. And big announcement before we get started, I have the Wild Free Organic store completely restocked with everything, and there are new products. Everything on the store is designed to help you with your spiritual growth process, to activate your higher spirit. Tea blends like spirituality. This is the best stuff on the market if you want to connect to your higher spirit, increase your ability to have very powerful dreams, lucid dreams, to have deeper, more profound meditations and sound healings, but also have all my other products, herb coffee. I have tons of other tea blends. I have super optical clarity quartz points available for you to help amplify your natural energies. I have my One Good Turtle children's book, which is about bullying, so you can help loved ones that perhaps are a little younger, children, to learn about how they can embrace their own inner sovereignty and stand up to those who may want to bully them. This is an amazing book for children and adults. And I also have earthing shoes, which help you to harmonize and balance your energies to those of the earth in your day-to-day. Of course, bare feet is best, but if you want to do it more often, these earthing shoes are great. I'll talk about all of that before the cosmic connection meditation at the very end of the video, which I'm going to do to help you to activate your light body, to prepare you for these big changes that we have happening right now, but really from December 5th to the 8th. And then we have some pretty big energies also going all the way into December solstice. Now, before we get into the astrological transits, I just want us to look at our sun, because right now we are in solar maximum. We have been in solar maximum, and we will continue to be in solar maximum until the end of 2026 or so. We don't exactly know. The sun isn't 100% predictable, but it goes through a solar cycle of about 11 to 12 years in length, where there's a solar minimum period, where there's very clear polarity. You have very strong polarity there, and there's very little chaos, you could say, within the center of the sun. And then during solar maximum, these polarities vanish and you have the magnetic field flip and a lot of chaos in the sun, representative of our energy center, our heart chakra. We are in solar maximum right now. It's undergoing that flip. It takes about 2 to 3 years. But what's interesting is that right now, though we are in solar maximum and there are sunspots all across the disk, we had a November count for sunspots over 150, the 8th highest month for solar cycle 25, so pretty significant. There hasn't really been much solar activity over the past about 2 weeks or so. And so it's a sun at solar maximum, but also a quiet sun, a contemplative sun. And so you can think about how this is relating to your heart chakra, your solar plexus, also just to your consciousness in general. The sun is representative of Archangel Saint Michael, of the sun god Ra, so much more. But right now, things are in flux. They are changing as it relates to all those themes and archetypes, but they are at this moment in time calm and stable. That's unlikely to continue for the entire rest of solar maximum. And the descending phase, I'm sure we're going to have some more big solar flares and big solar storms during that time frame. But as of right now, things are quiet, and this is providing a quieter, more placid, harmonious backdrop for these astrological energies that are right now beginning to reverberate in our solar system, influencing our reality matrix. Let's talk about them. The next 2 weeks that we have are jam-packed with really, really powerful astrological transits. This is just one half of a lunar cycle. We see that really clearly here. December 1st, we had that new moon in Sagittarius, 9 degrees. This was trine Mars at 6 degrees of Leo, just about to station retrograde. On December 15th, at the end of all this, we have the full moon, 23 degrees of Gemini, sextile Eris at 24 degrees of Aries. So this is just 2 weeks. Most of this is just 4 days there, December 5th to the 8th, but there are some other important events. We already had this trine between Venus at 24 degrees of Capricorn with Uranus at 24 degrees of Taurus. That was December 2nd yesterday. This is all Western tropical astrology, by the way, for the archetypal energy influence. Then we have our main sequence here. We're going to go in depth on this on the next slide when we look at the Mercury Cazimi Western Tropical Astrology chart, but I'm going to run through it here. December 5th, Venus 27 degrees of Capricorn sextiles Neptune 27 degrees of Pisces. Then we have Mercury Cazimi 14 degrees of Sagittarius conjunct Eros, the god of love, square Saturn at 13 degrees of Pisces, opposing Jupiter at 16 degrees of Gemini. So really powerful configuration there in the mutable signs. Then on December 7th, we have a big reworking of divine masculine and divine feminine energies as Mars stations retrograde at 6 degrees of Leo, and Venus and Ceres, both goddesses that represent feminine archetypal principles, they conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius on the Great Mutation. The Sun at the same time, 16 degrees of Sagittarius, will be in opposition to Jupiter at 16 degrees of Gemini, meaning that Jupiter is actually very close to Earth at that moment in time because you have the Sun here, you have the Earth, and then you have Jupiter. So Jupiter's not all the way on the other side. They're very close together. So right now we have very strong Jupiterian influences on our planet. And there's a lot of astrological transits that are working with Jupiter. We see this Mercury Cazimi opposing Jupiter, and then we have the annual Sun-Jupiter opposition right smack dab in the middle of all this, supercharging this entire astrological sequence of events. Then to kind of wrap it all up, we have on December 8th a first quarter moon conjunct Saturn at 16 degrees of Pisces, right as Neptune stations direct 27 degrees of Pisces. And so this is the entire waxing phase of the moon, going from new moon to full moon. The light output of the moon is increasing. She's reflecting more and more light from the sun. And this in general just creates greater just energetic resonance and just brings more energies in, creates more manifestation potential, and is that energy that's needed to sprout all these different seeds that have been sown over the past few months, years, even decades. Really tremendous influence here. I love how the moon is moving into Pisces right as Neptune stations direct at the very end of Pisces. One of the last times it'll be in Pisces for its entire 168-year orbital cycle, because it'll move out of Pisces permanently in 2026. But we're at the end now of a 13, 14-year journey with Neptune in Pisces. It's going to be a big shift to have Neptune move into Aries. I think that is in many ways being underestimated by a lot of people. We're really going to start feeling that once we start feeling it and understanding it, probably in a few years from now. But this is our final time with Neptune in Pisces, and It's creating some incredible energies, also a lot of confusion. Then on December 12th, the 12-12 portal, the final portal for the year. We have Venus in Aquarius at 5 degrees opposing Mars at 5 degrees of Leo. So divine masculine, divine feminine, creating this polarity between them really strongly reverberating. Mars just entered into its retrograde. Venus just having conjuncted Ceres and Pluto at the Great Mutation. That is a supercharged point as well. And then we have our full moon. So let's look at the Mercury Cazimi astrological chart to better understand all this. And here we have our Western Tropical Astrology chart for the Mercury Cazimi on December 6, 2024 at 2:20 a.m. Universal Time. Convert this to your local time zone using an online time converter. It's quite easy. A lot happening. This is the chart for the Mercury Cazimi, but we're also going to talk about these other events that happen very close in proximity time-wise to that, because by themselves, each one of these is a pretty powerful energy shift. Together, they create something much more profound, an energy imprint that we're unlikely to see for quite a while. So this is a very important point in time for us, December 5th to the 8th, to be very open, to be aware, to be meditating, to be bathing ourselves in these energies, to not be distracting ourselves. And so Mercury Cazimi, let's start there. Happening at 14 degrees and 27 arc minutes of Sagittarius. This is a retrograde Cazimi. So we had Mercury reach its grace elongation in Sagittarius before it then turned retrograde from our perspective on Earth. And then it swept into this Cazimi there, this perfect conjunction said to be in the heart of the sun. And so the typical range for Cazimi is about 1 degree. In that very close zone, that planet is said to be empowered and to effectively be right there with the sun, able to be granted that solar consciousness and wisdom, to be imbued and to be reborn. Outside of that, it's said to be combust and debilitated and not as powerful, because if you actually look up in the sky, you just see the sun. You can't see that planet or point at all. There's too much light. But in the heart of the sun, it's a different story. It is a very narrow time window. This is the time to be meditating when you have Mercury Cazimi, the sun there, and conjunct Eros too, 17 degrees. Eros being the god of love, the son of Venus, who's going to go through this great mutation with Ceres, another very powerful feminine archetype, with Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, a sign of the other. This Cazimi is also happening in opposition to Jupiter there, 2-degree orbs, pretty tight. And they are in the sign of Jupiter, Sagittarius, a sign of enlightenment and spirituality and travel and growth. And so there is this polarity that is being built between the two. Here we have the Sun and Mercury reworking these Sagittarian principles and being imbued with that energy. And here you have Jupiter in Gemini, the sign of the mind, giving us all this new information to work with. Hermes, Mercury, has always been seen as a god or a deity or a planet of enlightenment. It's like, for example, he's the messenger of the gods, delivers this energy and information from the gods, is able to go to the underworld and back unharmed as a psychopomp. And so you have Hermes Trismegistus with the Rosicrucian belief system. And you have Thoth with the Egyptians. You have this energy and this deity who represents enlightenment and undergoing that alchemical process where you turn yourself from lead into gold and you purify your spirit and embrace and really embody your higher spirit. So this is a great time to be working on your spiritual growth process. It's really a question of having the right questions to ask. This is a self-actualization process. No one at the end of the day is there to hold your hand and drag you into it. And so you have to first be even aware that this is a potential available to you to grow spiritually and to grow in consciousness and to be more aware and to be a better person, to have a greater impact benevolently on the world and the cosmos overall, to just create more harmonious energy within yourself and with everyone else. And then once you realize that's a possibility, then you can start to ask the questions that take you to that. This Mercury Cazimi is the time. Jupiter there is in Gemini in his fall, but necessarily because he has been bringing all this new information to us over the past year or so. So there's been a tremendous amount of information that he's brought and distributed out across, the internet and social media platforms, all this. It's been overwhelming in many ways, but it's been necessary because over the past 4 years now, going back to 2020, there's been a lot that's happened on our planet. Not everyone has been truthful. That's just a simple fact of life. And so now with more information available than ever before, it's allowing us to better see what is currently at play. Don't forget though that there has been a lot of fog and illusion and confusion with Neptune, but that is part of that strengthening process to become more self-actualized and to be more centered and grounded in ourselves. Not everyone, of course, is going to achieve that, but this is part of that process. If you've been doing the work, you will see the results. And so Jupiter there has been bringing all this information out, and now it's time for us to clearly see what actually is at play with this Mercury Cazimi. Mercury will then continue to go back before it stations direct, and it'll sweep over and Cazimi the sun again. And when it does that, it will do it with Venus this time. Venus beginning a very big journey here. In general, the divine feminine principle beginning a complete rework, a great mutation, because Venus and Ceres will go conjunct at 0 degrees of Aquarius with Pluto. This was the exact degree point of the great mutation in 2020. What is that? When you have Saturn and Jupiter meet in the sky, they begin a 20-year synodic cycle. This is one of the most powerful astrological cycles that we know of because it involves the two biggest gas giants, Saturn and Jupiter. And 20 years is a pretty long time frame. So it's not every 2 years like the orbit of Mars. It's fairly frequent, but fairly infrequent in one's life. And what happens with Saturn and Jupiter is that they end up meeting in the same element for consistent long periods of time, like 100, 150, 200 years. And this is known as triplicity cycles. And so they'll be just in one element for all their conjunctions until eventually that element shifts. When you have the final shift into a new element, that is called the Great Mutation. And so this Great Mutation in 2020 into the air element at 0 degrees of Aquarius is now the beginning of this new air triplicity cycle that will continue all the way to 2159 when they have a conjunction in a water sign. I believe it's Scorpio. And so this is the beginning of a whole new wave of energy for our entire lifetimes. Though, of course, with us, all this Aquarian energy, who knows, maybe we'll have some amazing life extension technologies available for us. But regardless, really big shift. That occurred on a December solstice of 2020. That great mutation at 0 degrees of Aquarius with that conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. Also one of the closest conjunctions that we've had in history in terms of the actual how close the planets got together from our perspective on Earth in the night sky. And now we have Ceres and Venus moving together over that point where Pluto is right now hanging out, having moved into Aquarius for the final time after this transition between Capricorn and Aquarius. Will stay in Aquarius now for 20 years. So very, very, very powerful activations with that. Pluto representing death and rebirth, also empowerment in the sign of the other, and Ceres being another very powerful feminine archetypal energy and principle. The Ceres is in Greek myth known as Demeter. This is the sister to Zeus or Jupiter, and so she's a very powerful energy deity archetype, more representative of the maternal influence and also more representative of the earth influence. And so you have Venus, which is the feminine archetypal principle related to love and relationships. And then you have the moon, which is representative of mothers and in general the ebbs and flows of female rhythms. You have Ceres, which is representative of the mother as well, but these ebbs and flows of female rhythms across longer time frames like the seasons. And this connects her to the earth and Gaia consciousness. She is this bridge between the maternal human aspect and the maternal Gaia aspect. And so we have both of them conjuncting. That already is significant. Also because Ceres, with a 4.6 year orbital cycle, she is a dwarf planet in the asteroid belt, makes up 1/3 of the mass of the asteroid belt. So she's this bridge between Mars and Jupiter. She has been working with another very powerful synodic cycle that occurred back in 2020. On January 12th, we had a great conjunction between Pluto, Saturn, Mercury, the Sun, and Ceres at 21 to 23 degrees of Capricorn. They're all clustered together in that degree range. She has completed a cycle and has now been working with that point because she did a retrograde right exactly when she hit 22 degrees or so, went back, has swept over, has finally reworked those energies from that kind of malefic synodic cycle that started in 2020. This is January 12th. That's right when all the stuff with the pandemic started to really kick up into gear. Jupiter and Gemini really bringing a lot of new information to light, at least for the public overall, in regards to that. You can look at the new congressional report that was published on the whole pandemic. I won't go into it any more than that. But regardless, she has now reworked all those energies herself and moving in with Venus at the same time. And so this is really speaking to now how the divine feminine over the course of the past 4 years has really reworked what it finds important or valuable and necessary and needed. 4 years ago, this was important, seemingly. Now what's actually important? What is really needed to be nurturing to this divine feminine principle? What is a nurturing relationship? What's a nurturing partner look like? And no surprise, you have the moon there working in Aquarius, conjuncting Pluto too, working in Aquarius and then going into Pisces right during this time frame. So the moon is also working closely with all these energies. They conjunct Pluto, there's this new empowerment process, and this begins a completely new cycle for the divine feminine because it's this really powerful great mutation point. We have the same day Mars stationing retrograde. So here we have Mars in Leo, a very fiery sign. Mars likes to be in Leo at 6 degrees, now beginning its retrograde cycle. It does this about every 2 years, but it's a pretty long process, 2.5 months, a little bit more. It's going to go back into Cancer, the more maternal aspect, eventually go station direct and then sweep over all that again, doing 3 Pluto oppositions during that. We've already done 1 as it swept over initially. Then it's going to have a second Pluto opposition right at about 0-1 degrees of Leo. And then it'll have another one when it goes back into Leo again in 2025. This divine masculine recalibration is going to take us into 2025 and prepare us for the big shift of Saturn and Neptune into Aries. So get ready for that. That is coming quickly. We also have Venus here working nicely with Neptune on the 5th. That is that sextile. And so I really see this as Venus has made this realization about something as it relates to relationships or what she values and is now fine letting it dissolve and just go away. Neptune being this agent of dissolution, especially in his home temple there of Pisces at the very end of the zodiac, encouraging her to just let it go. We are all drops in the ocean. We are the ocean. It's fine to just let this go. And then she begins this big mutation there in Aquarius, finding more of her individuality and being a little bit more confident in now interacting with others. Because Aquarius, they're representing the sign of the other, of the stranger. And so she needs to know who she is. Ceres needs to know who she is to have a proper interaction with these elements. But at the same time, a recognition that there is this greater collective that we are all part of. We are all just one ocean. And so you have that dynamic at play too. This is right after Venus had this trine there with Uranus, where she received a little bit of an enlightenment and a download and a little bit of a sudden shift in perspective and consciousness. Uranus, representative of the higher mind in the home temple of Venus. And then she will shift into the temple of Uranus. And so you have this really nice reception occurring between all these planets, as you can see. This is also all occurring during the annual Sun-Jupiter opposition. Jupiter is really close to Earth because of that. And so we just have this really just enhanced energy polarity, you could say, because Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. The Sun is 99.86% of the mass of the solar system. You know, it's our big central engine. So these two creating this opposition from Earth's perspective, Earth in the middle, just in general, amplifies the energies overall and adds power to all of this. So very, very powerful energies at this moment in time. After we get this great mutation of Ceres and Venus, then we'll have Venus continue on and eventually reach an opposition to Mars. That is on the 12th of December, on the 12-12 portal. And so we have this recalibration occurring with the divine masculine. We have this great mutation and awakening with the divine feminine. I expect to see a lot of women around the world all of a sudden embrace their new spiritual heritage, you could say, right? To really recognize that this is something that we've been doing for thousands of years, a conscious understanding of the universe and the cosmos, ourselves, how we're all connected, embracing that and really believing it. Getting rid of old programming. Great mutation is all about getting rid of old programming. Aquarius thinks for itself. All the programming that has been shoved on people over years and decades is beginning to dissolve if you undergo that awakening process that is being delivered to us by Mercury. And eventually Mercury retrograde will go, it'll station direct, actually catch up with Venus, and then they will begin a retrograde together, sandwiched in between Neptune and Saturn early in 2025. And so this is a story that's going to play out right up into those two outer planets transition into Aries. Eventually we will have Uranus there transition to Gemini too. Jupiter will move into Cancer. Big shifts all across the board. This is preparing us for that. This is the moment to have that seed sprout and begin growing that plant so it can be nourished by all the fire and air energies that are coming in. And so that can be amazing, amazing fuel for growth over 2020, 2025, and 2026 as we undergo these massive shifts. This is a massive awakening moment for us, preparing us for this new era that we are entering into. And as these celestial activations begin, there are going to be a lot of starseeds that receive their mission upload. And what I mean by that is we have starseeds spread out across the entire globe, millions of starseeds, more and more people every single day realizing that they have a connection to other parts of our cosmos, other star systems, that their past life may have been in Sirius or may have been in the Pleiades star cluster. And then when they died, their spirit went to a dimension beyond space and time and decided to incarnate here on Earth to assist with the spiritual activation and growth of new Earth. And that is in general the mission of starseeds. But because starseeds have this imprint from other star systems, completely different modes of reality and life and just even vibration and consciousness, Earth can be difficult to navigate, or at least pretty foreign. And so a lot of starseeds don't exactly know what to do. They know they're different, they have a lot of gifts, but there is this disconnect between how to actually manifest them here on Earth. That is going to change with these astrological transits. There are going to be a lot of starseeds that will activate at that moment in time and receive their mission, and that's the mission upload. So that is something to be aware of, and also to encourage in others, if you can, to be an ambassador for that, to be someone that is an ambassador for this information overall. Because again, with this spiritual journey, a lot of it's just even knowing what to know. If you don't know what you don't know, then you can't do the thing. And so the more this information is spread, the more light that we share, even just through our presence, it can trigger things in other people that can be very surprising to them and enable them to activate and embody their true spiritual heritage. And so if you're a starseed, you may be receiving a mission upload. I would actually bet on that if you don't have a strong purpose yet, especially if you're younger. If you're, I would say, under 30 or under 35 and you still feel like you don't have your true spiritual mission and your soul purpose life journey laid out in front of you very clearly, this can be the moment where that really comes into vision. Even with this Neptunian fog that we are in, Neptune is making this all very possible by working in Pisces. This is a great moment to find that. And there's just so much spiritual information out there. Just be discerning, because again, this is a great time of confusion and disillusionment. And so it's something to be aware of. Jupiter there in Gemini bringing all this information to us, but Jupiter in his fall just presenting everything, not necessarily like double checking everything. And so be very mindful of the energy and information that you receive, that you consume, that you integrate, and that you then start to move forward with. But it is also a fantastic time to begin. So do not be dismayed, just start. That would be my recommendation. And I'm here to help you with that spiritual activation process to get you aligned to your soul purpose life mission path. That is the path I'm walking on now by doing this. Happy to support you both through the channel. If you like this, then please subscribe, but also through my website, wildfreeorganic.com. The December sale has begun. I've been hinting at this for a while. You can use the code DIVINE12 for 12% off. So big savings. Everything's in stock. Behind me here, you see spirituality. This is the tea blend to help you connect to higher spirit. This stuff is incredible. It's a very simple formula of blue lotus flower, mugwort, chamomile, and passion flower. So it helps connect you to your spiritual body to a greater degree and to build some distance between your emotional, mental, and physical bodies. This will help you to dream more. It should. Everyone's mileage may vary, but in general, helps you to dream more, have better dream recall, and you may even have more lucid dreams, even precognition dreams. Your meditations will be deeper, your sound healings more profound, great for yoga, great for just Zen in general, for helping to calm the chatter in your mind, for relaxing, for activating your parasympathetic nervous system, for de-stressing, so you can actually let this information come in. Your signal to noise ratio will improve when you drink spirituality. Again, this stuff's the best, fully in stock. You see the blue lotus flower there, all the other goodies. People rave about it. Happy to support you with that. If you want to activate that even further, I have super optical clarity quartz out of Colombia available for you. So quartz points like this that you can see, these are awesome. I'm here in San Diego, so they are all going to be charged in the San Diego sunlight before you receive it. And this just in general helps you to amplify your energies. And if you're working with, for example, spirituality, then this is a very harmonious process. You can tie this into a necklace if you want, or you can sleep with it under your pillow. Amazing stuff is likely to happen. I can't guarantee anything, but I know my own experiences. I also have the earthing shoes, and so these will help you stay grounded and equalized to the earth energies throughout this entire process. This is really important because we're in solar maximum. The best way to earth and ground is to go barefoot outside on conductive materials. That's really key. You need conductive materials. So this could be like the grass on a lawn, or even concrete's conductive. Asphalt is not, but not everyone walks around barefoot all the time. So these shoes are great, and they are all leather. This is a water buffalo sole, so it's conductive. Unlike all other earthing shoes out there, this sole is actually conductive. It has a copper plug at the K1 meridian, and it's flat, zero toe drop, wide toe box for natural foot splay. Helps you to improve the strength of your feet, and just in general aligns your body, your chakras, your kundalini, allows that easy flow of energy so it can go right up into your crown chakra. With right now Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, we have all this emphasis on our feet. Pisces rules over the feet. And so this is the time to be working with that part of your energy field such that then amplifies and also enhances all the other chakras and parts of your biofield, specifically the crown chakra, to connect all these celestial energies that are available to us right now. So they are also available in women's. This was the men's right here in burgundy, really awesome. But the women's shoe looks like this. It's a cozy slip-on. These are great. Divine 12, again, for 12% off everything. Other tea blends, we have fruit tea. This is really great with spirituality because it is a blend of strawberry, elderberry, rose hips, hibiscus, and also lemon balm. Lemon balm is a nice anti-anxiolytic, helps you stay calm and cool, collected. Great for immunity. So if you are, you want to stay healthy and well and not get sick, during this winter season. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, this is awesome. Fruit tea is great. Goes really well with spirituality. Delicious in and of itself. Helps satisfy that sweet tooth. Vitality is great for boosting, being more embodied and feeling a little bit more pleasure and just having a greater time of life. It's an aphrodisiac. Helps you to keep your hormones in balance because of ashwagandha and ulutheru. And it's just really, really great. If you want to have a nice time with someone, then you can drink this together and, you know, get grooving. You have electricity, which is the coffee substitute. I also do have herb coffee here. I'll talk about that. But this is a great herbal tea blend characterized by ginkgo and yerba mate for enhancing mental activities, for really getting you zoned in and in the flow. And so we do have Jupiter right now in Gemini, which is enhancing all that mental energy. We now have Pluto in Aquarius. We have Sedna also in Gemini, trying that. So this is a great tea blend. Makes really great iced tea, by the way. It has some caffeine because of the yerba mate, but not too much, but really great for just getting locked in and for completing things, productivity, getting in the flow. This stuff's awesome. I love it. If you want a relaxing tea blend to help you sleep, de-stress, but maybe not as spiritually activating as spirituality, then I have Tranquility. This stuff is great. It's also really good for gut health. So dandelion root, chamomile, calendula, lemongrass, and also lavender flower. And so the lemongrass, dandelion, and chamomile are excellent at just in general improving digestion, healing the gut, optimizing the microbiome, which is part of that microbiome gut-brain consciousness axis. So this is really, really awesome for that. And you'll enjoy that for sure. And then also herb coffee here, 50% coffee, then 50% chicory root, dandelion root, and chaga mushroom. And so you get a little bit less caffeine, but you still have your coffee, enjoy it too. Great for when you just want less of an activation of your cortisol. Smells amazing. I grind this all myself. All this stuff is made by me. So it's not like this is being, you know, these are made in Turkey by my manufacturer. I visited them twice. But all this other stuff is made by me. I wrote this children's book too, One Good Turtle. This is about bullying. And so it's really an excellent book to gift to young ones in your family or that you know, because that's the age to really be giving these gifts of enlightenment. And I mean, also a great book for even adults. The message in here is really profound about how connecting to your own inner strength helps you to overcome any obstacles that you may encounter, and a story of redemption for the bully itself too. So I wrote this a few years ago, back in 2018 or so, and it's now available once more, One Good Turtle. I know a lot of you will love this. Definitely add this to your cart if you have some little kiddos that you know are in your family. And again, these super optical clarity quartz, these are really easy to add into your cart and your basket. In general, these are just great for amplifying your energy, for harmonizing your energy in your space too. So pick up one, pick up a couple. I have a good stock there. So that is everything that's right now on the Wild Free Organic store. I also have my Holistic Gut Health Guide. This goes great with the Tranquility. So consider downloading that and reading that. It's 88 pages. All this on sale, 12% off, which is a huge discount for my store for all of December till the end of December using the code DIVINE12. So I hope that you appreciate that. And I'll be, eventually releasing more and more stuff, but that's everything I got for you right now. Sending you lots of love and light. Now let's do our Cosmic Connection meditation. For today's Cosmic Connection meditation, I'll be using the third eye chakra singing bowl. This is great for helping you to just clear your mind and to better facilitate a connection to these astrological energies using your crown chakra. Third eye is the final step before the crown. So you need to get this all clear and demystified, you could say, to do that. And so this is really great for that. Happy to be back to do these Cosmic Connection meditations. I was traveling for Thanksgiving over the past week, and we have more toys coming soon. I'll have a gong soon. I'll have some other singing bowls, but today it is the third eye chakra singing bowl. So recommend that you find a comfortable position, whether this is seated or laying down. Get into good posture, align your spine, and take deep rhythmic breaths. Don't be huffing and puffing, but deep rhythmic breaths, and center your gaze here on the third eye and just constantly draw attention to that until eventually you really lock into that greater sense of awareness and activation. And so let's begin. I embrace the activations that are coming. I am the activation that is here. I embrace my true heritage. I see clearly. I awaken. My third eye is open. I am the great mutation, the bringer of truth and light, of love, I let go. I dissolve. I am one with myself, all aspects of my being, with all humanity, and with all consciousness. The river is now the ocean, and the ocean is just a drop in the cosmos. to wake up. New Earth is here. Take a deep breath. Release everything. Just be. Welcome to a new era. Thank you for joining me today with this Cosmic Connection meditation and with this video overall. Again, I've been your host, Stefan Burns. Thank you so much. Wishing you all well. So grateful for all your support. Happy to support you in this whole process with this channel, with all my products on my website. So hope you give it a look. Sending you lots of love and light. Please take care. I'll see you all in the next video.